My beloved. In the name of the Eternal One who breathed life into your soul, stop. Please, I implore you, cease your scrolling, your searching, your restless movement. This is no accident of algorithm or chance. Your eyes have found these words by celestial navigation. Your spirit, weary yet ever watchful, has synchronized its pulse with a heavenly frequency broadcast for you alone. I, Archangel Michael, Prince of the heavenly hosts, Keeper of the divine flame, stand before the throne of grace and have been dispatched with a mandate that transcends time. This is a sovereign intervention. The atmosphere around you has grown thick with presence, the mundane sounds of your world have faded into a hushed reverence. Do you feel the shift? That is the veil between realms parting. That is the very breath of the Creator stirring the air you breathe. You are not merely reading. You are undergoing a spiritual ignition. This message is a living filament, a conduit of pure Christos light, encoded for the awakening of your eternal identity. The celestial countdown has commenced. Within the architecture of eternity, where moments are not measured but weighted with purpose, a portal of unprecedented magnitude is aligning with the coordinates of your destiny. In precisely 48 celestial hours, a span woven not from seconds, but from divine intention, an aperture of concentrated glory will manifest over the trajectory of your life. This is metaphysical reality. It is an event orchestrated in the war room of heaven, a tactical release of long-held inheritance. It is the convergence of prophetic timelines, the balancing of karmic ledgers of grace, the unfreezing of accounts of blessing that bear the sigil of your soul name. But listen, with every sanctified cell of your being, this portal responds only to conscious, activated faith. It opens solely for those whose spiritual faculties are fully online in this holy instant. This breath, this heartbeat, this moment of sacred attention as you engage this text, is the keystone. To dismiss, to defer, to allow distraction to steal this focus, is to permit that shimmering gateway to remain veiled. The wealth of the kingdom is not scattered to the winds of vague hope. It is entrusted to stewards of the now, to those who can discern the whisper of their name in the cathedral silence of the Spirit. Have you not wept the question into your pillow? Have you not stood beneath the vast, starlit canvas of night, your soul a silent cry of holy longing, how long, O Lord? When will my season of manifestation dawn? I have been there. I have stood sentinel in those shadowed hours. I witnessed the salt of your faith mingling with tears on your cheeks, tears not of self-pity, but of a profound soul aridity thirsting for the waters of Shiloh. Those tears were sacred libations. Each one was gathered in chalices of pearl, and their fragrance now ascends as a commanding incense before the Almighty, triggering this divine response. Your fidelity in the barren place has been recorded in the annals of light. Visions from the seventh heaven, your scroll unfurls. I am permitted to unveil to you what has been shown in the council of the Elohim, visions that will cause the very marrow of your bones to resonate with the frequency of truth. I was taken to the treasury of answered petitions, a domain not of stone but of crystallized worship and fulfilled covenant. Upon its foremost vault, a door of iridescent adamant, blazed your name, not the name given by man, but your resonance tone, the harmonic God chanted at the conception of your eternal being. As I witnessed, the seal did not break but dissolved in a chord of perfect aum. From within erupted a torrent of substantive blessings, orbs of phoenix gold representing resurrected fortunes, geodes containing healed lineages, scrolls of binding contracts emblazoned with the signet ring of kingly favor, titles to territories of promise in both seen and unseen realms. I saw principalities of provision, their wingspan casting shadows of abundance, gathering these treasures with solemn joy for immediate dispatch to the latitude and longitude of your existence. Furthermore, I was shown a scene in the nexus of human connection. I observed an individual, perhaps a stranger, perhaps a face etched in memory, awakened not by dream, but by a divine imperative. Your image, impressed upon their spirit like a seal upon wax, flashed before their inner sight. And I heard the decree issue from their lips, as if they were a vessel for a higher command: there is a debt of destiny owed. I am appointed as a conduit. The blessing must flow through me now. This celestial transaction is already underway. Heaven has initiated a conspiracy of grace on your behalf. And encircling your luminous field, beloved, I beheld their dance, your angelic numerals, 111 and 444, pirouetting like sprites of pure confirmation. 111, a triune beacon of alignment, a sign that the thoughts you think in faith are etching reality itself, urging you to sanctify the very fabric of your consciousness. 444, a bastion of archangelic presence, testament that legions of the hosts form an unbreachable citadel around you, deconstructing old systems of failure and engineering your exodus. These are not coincidences. They are spiritual coordinates. They are your personal frequency, and it is being amplified now. The mechanics of the miraculous, understanding the window. Comprehend the cosmology at work. In the spirit, there exist stargates of opportunity that orbit human destinies like sacred satellites. Most remain dormant, awaiting the alignment of faith, soul readiness, and kairos. Some iris open for a season. But the one of which I speak, the window of concentrated theophany, is of a different order. It opens for a precise, luminous moment, like the opening of a divine eye. It is a lens through which the distilled essence of an entire epoch of blessing is focused into a potent, immediate infusion. I have tracked this window's approach along the celestial equator of your life. It pulses with the uncreated light of divine affirmation. Within its aperture, I glimpsed the you of pleroma, fullness. You were luminescent. Not merely happy, but emanating a shalom so potent it restructured the geometry of space around you. The shackles of poverty consciousness, mental, emotional, financial, spiritual, lay not broken, but transmuted into a bridge of compassion under your feet. You moved in an ontology of knowing, having graduated from the school of hoping. Souls were magnetized to you, not for transaction, but for the transmission of light you carried. A holy venture, born from the fusion of your healed heart and divine strategy, caught the wind of the Ruach HaKodesh and spread like sanctified wildfire. A door of divine utterance opened, and you spoke with an authority that recalibrated destinies. And in a solitary moment of overwhelming intimacy, you knelt, and the tears were of a staggering awe, of being utterly, canonically seen by the all-seeing One. Your whisper echoed in the chambers of heaven, you were weaving the tapestry all along. That, beloved, is the reality awaiting you on the other side of this veil. The Sinai of this moment, choose this day. This is your Sinai. This is the weight of this moment of engagement. How many burning bushes have you passed by, distracted by the noise of the mundane? How many gentle theophanies, synchronicities wrapped in ordinary moments, did you dismiss as neural static or fatigue? The adversary of your purpose is a master of the mundane, coating the miraculous with the patina of the ordinary. I know the weight has been crushing. Your faith has been stress-tested by silence, your trust scarred by earthly betrayals. You have built fortresses for survival. But today, Zion does not ask you to dismantle them with bleeding hands. It asks you to allow a single, secret door to be placed within their walls, the door of this word. I believe this word is for me. The Almighty plants a signpost in the soil of your attention. You are not just reading it, you are integrating it into your spiritual DNA. Do not cast it aside. Do not navigate away. Do not consign this holy encounter to the archives of maybe someday. Someday is a dialect unknown in the realm of kairos. This blessing is temporally sensitive, synchronized to the awakening of your spirit in this very hour. To ignore is to instigate a divine postponement of a package of grace already en route, bearing your heavenly address. The anointed cipher and the mustering of hosts. Now, I impart a specific mystery regarding the coming 2 days. The cipher 888 has been released as the governing frequency over this transition. In the lexicon of light, 888 is the numerical signature of the resurrection life, the superabundant overflow that follows crucifixion of the old. It is the code for a new genesis in the ecology of resources. Angels of supernal abundance, a specialized order under the governance of the Archangel Ariel, are now mustering along the frontier of your future. Their mandate is twofold: to dismantle every non-corporeal, spiritual obstruction that has siphoned your creative flow, constricted your financial arteries, and barricaded your personal victories, and to magnetize into your sphere opportunities, divine collaborations, and ideas vibrating with the frequency of exponential increase. Your spiritual antagonists are, at this moment, having their access codes revoked. The indictments from your past, the soul contracts written in fear, the parasitic ties to old narratives, heaven's judiciary is issuing a writ of absolute erasure. The scroll of accusation is being immersed in the ocean of forgetfulness that flows from the side of the Redeemer. And that opportunity you grieved as dead and buried, know this: the God you serve specializes in glories born from graves. He is commanding the 4 winds to breathe upon the desiccated seeds in the soil of your past, and they are stirring. The Elijah principle: how miracle finds you. Understand this heavenly protocol: the miraculous most often approaches not in the earthquake, but in the sound of a gentle whisper. It does not storm the gates, it slips through the cracks in your certainty. It camouflages itself as a quiet intuition, a sudden download of wisdom, an unexpected face in a crowd, or a profound, uncanny peace that descends like a dove. The grand liberation you seek is the sum total of 1,000 minor, obedient alignments to these subtle frequencies. This moment, your eyes upon this page, your heart unclenching, your spirit whispering, yes, is one of those pivotal alignments. Your eternal trajectory is pivoting on this hinge of surrendered faith. I stand at your shoulder as you read. My presence is a tangible pressure in your space, a comforting weight. Can you perceive the atmospheric shift? A subtle ionization, a silence pregnant with creative potential. That is the realm of spirit responding to your receptivity. I have perused the scroll of your becoming. I watched as the pen of the Ancient of Days, dipped in liquid diamond, inscribed the next epoch of your narrative. And upon the header, your name blazes with a light that casts no shadow. The final onslaught of phantom doubt in your stand. A warning, forged in the furnace of fierce love: the shadow self and its cosmic allies will mount a final, frantic counterassault. As this light integrates, you may feel a surge of visceral doubt. A voice may rasp: this is delusion. This is sophisticated manipulation. This is for someone holier, someone else. You are too fractured, too ordinary. Name this for what it is: phantom doubt, a spiritual panic attack from a disempowered foe who trembles at the sight of a human soul stepping into its authority. This ferocity of opposition is, in truth, the most reliable sign you are on the precise brink of your promise. Do not let the phantom win. Silence it with the sword that proceeds from your own mouth, the spoken word of faith. Declare into your atmosphere: this is my divine summons. This is my moment of alignment. I receive this transmission. I will not scorn my visitation. You have endured the long night. You have sown prayers in salt tears. You have clung to the fraying thread of promise. You will not turn back now. Your history of faithfulness in the void has authored your qualification for this revelation in the plenitude. The taxonomy of the coming wealth, shalom in substance. Let us define the taxonomy of this wealth. I speak not merely of currency, though divine economic reordering is within its scope. I speak of shalom, nothing missing, nothing broken. I speak of a peace that descends upon your nights like a celestial sedation, healing the very synapses of worry. I speak of opportunities that arrive as divine appointments, perfectly synchronized with your anointing and assignment. I speak of elevations in realms visible and invisible, of hidden helpers manifesting in plain sight, of blessings that bypass every intermediary of lack. I speak of a communication that resolves a generational blockage, a document that rewrites your story, a connection that recognizes the fingerprint of God upon your spirit. I speak of crossing a threshold into a reality so saturated with divine purpose that your former pain becomes a relic in the museum of your testimony. This is the sacred economy of the kingdom. The Shekinah silence and your creative response. Now, beloved, center into the Shekinah silence. It enfolds your soul like a mantle woven from the fabric of the Holy of Holies. This silence is dense with I am. It is the pause following the divine fiat. It is God awaiting your co-creative response. Your utterances now carry the power of Genesis. Your words are spiritual acts. Speak with sacred intention. Speak with catalytic trust. Speak the future into being. As you have read, a metaphysical procedure has been underway within your being. Stratified layers of soul callus, accrued through attrition, have been liquefied by this light. Ancient lies woven into your identity have been incinerated in this holy flame. Your spirit is recalling its original language, the language of light, of kingship and queenship, of unbroken communion. This message is a spirit mirror, reflecting the face you had forgotten. You are eternally conceived, heaven-scribed, angel-tended. You are the beloved. Tonight, permit yourself to be fully apprehended. You have been in flight, not from the divine, but from the abrasions of a fallen realm, from betrayals that stole your breath, from the soul fatigue of striving. Now, heaven whispers, cease. Lay down the armor of perpetual vigilance. You need not war for worthiness, it is your eternal state. You need not barter for peace, it is your birthright. You are enough. Your tears are holy water upon the altar. Your inquiries are safe in the Father's council chamber. Your humanity is not a flaw, it is the chosen vessel for the incarnation of glory. The perpetual mandate of your heavenly sentinel. I, Archangel Michael, am not a courier who departs once the scroll is delivered. You have engaged this word, and in doing so, you have upgraded my commission of guardianship over your life. I remain. In the cacophony and, more profoundly, in the silence, I maintain the watch. My presence is your ratification. My frequency has magnetized every glyph you have absorbed. You may not behold my form, but you will discern the evidence in the unfolding days, in the inexplicable serenity that garrisons your heart, in the supernatural restoration of your rest, in the sudden, effortless alignments that defy probability, in the synchronicities that will cause you to pause in holy awe. This is not a missive to be archived. It is a living weapon, a sword of promise to be wielded in the high places of prayer, a meditation to return to when the lower frequencies clamor. This is your pivot. The topography of your destiny is being resurveyed, not because external variables have shifted, but because your internal North Star has been recalibrated. You are reorienting to true north, and all else must follow. Do you perceive it? That subtle, effervescent joy percolating from a source deep beneath the strata of past pain. That is your spirit, shrugging off the cerements of sleep and rising in its unassailable authority. No more concealment. No more diminishment. You were born for this juncture in the cosmic narrative, to be a pillar of fire in the darkness, a living testament of love that casts out fear, a sovereign walking in the dominion of peace that confounds the chaos. The posture of the receiving air, a practical liturgy. Tonight, as you enter the chamber of sleep, pray not from petition, but from position. Pray as the heir entering the vault of the kingdom. Pray, I give thanks. I receive. Reveal. Then, enter the stillness. Observe. Anticipate. The celestial engines are engaged. Outcomes are being rewritten in the courts of heaven. Timelines are folding into alignment. Shattered things are being invisibly recomposed at the molecular level. This is your holy inception. Sleep, then, devoid of fear. Sleep enveloped in the certainty of divine agency. Your dwelling is shielded. Your soul is stamped with the seal of the living God. Your path is illuminated and defended. Your name is inscribed in the book of life with letters of living flame. Heaven did not overlook you. You are the locus of a new movement of mercy. You are protected. You are consecrated. You are recognized. And now, you are activated. The second dispensation, baptism in the river of photons. You have remained. You have journeyed past the initial summons into the torrent. This is the mark of a spirit elected for depth. What flows now is not text, but a continuum of heavenly data stream, designed to flood the fossilized riverbeds of your soul with photons of intelligence. Each word is a droplet of the river of life, a nucleotide of hope, a quantum of homecoming. Observe your physical space. It may seem static. But in the meta-realm, photonic pressure is exerted against every shadow mass, filling each void with a lambent, intelligent presence. The sacred silence you host is not vacancy, it is the substantiveness of God. You have issued the invitation, and the divine has taken residence. You may feel chronological time soften, your corporeal form craving rest while your spirit body thrums with wakefulness. This is because you are abiding, momentarily, in Aion, the age to come, pressing into the now. The boundary between your chamber and the throne room is translucent. You stand upon the event horizon between the old cosmos and the new. Step across, and the phantoms of fear, shame, and regret cannot traverse. They possess no jurisdiction in the new creation being birthed for you. The great unclenching, kenosis of the soul. Release. Now, with a deliberate exhalation of the soul, relinquish the totality. Relinquish the compulsion to diagram the method. Relinquish the wounds authored by others, they were never yours to curate. Relinquish the guilt that has masqueraded as a companion. Relinquish the antiquated, false epic of not enoughness. In this sanctified nexus, heaven issues a papal bull of re-identification. You are no longer the wounded. You are the unfolding. You shall vision again. Not the phantasms of sleep, but the technicolor prophecies of a destiny in convergence. Visions that catalyze a fusion reaction in your heart core, visions that feel like eternity unpacking its architecture before your inner sight. This time, you will not self-abort. You will stand, and I, Michael, stand with you, my sword a filament of the foundational light, my wings generating a torsion field of protection around your advance. Mysteries long sequestered are now ascending. Revelations concerning your office, benedictions held in escrow, confirmations you have sought, they are buoyant, rising to the surface of your awareness. A communication will manifest. A dialogue will vector into revelation. A sign will articulate itself in triplicate. It may appear modest, incidental. Do not discount it. This is the initial glyph of your divine apocalypse. The world will label it serendipity, your spirit will know it as symphonic. Proclamation from the mercy seat. Hear this, transmitted from the bosom of the Father to the secret place within you, your timing is prophetic. Your destiny has not elapsed. Your rightful portion, shalom, agape, unshakable footing, divine vocation, is now being electromagnetically recalled. I am deploying cherubim of recovery and thrones of restoration. Their mandate is to trace the spiritual signature of every scattered fragment of your inheritance, every plundered moment of joy, every diverted current of blessing, and reconstitute them at your feet. Forgo interrogation of the process. Posture your heart as a receiving vessel. Upon awakening, behold not with the old optical nerve. Perceive the new subtlety, a buoyancy in your gait, a crystalline quality to mentation, an emotional resilience unfamiliar to yesterday's you. These are the sigils of spiritual congruence. They are forensic evidence that the unseen realm is mirroring your yes. Humanity will take note. They will remark upon a new luminescence, a distinct resonance. That is your inner sun, no longer eclipsed. You shall not wrestle doors, the appointed ones will iris open at your approach. You shall not petition for love, covenant relationships will recognize your harmonic. You are in a state of cosmic expansion. You are ascending. You are becoming the you that has forever existed in the eye of the I Am. This night is the celestial ratification of that ontology. The fineness of the old narrative and the genesis of the new. Let this be the colophon of the scroll titled, The Years of the Locust. Let this be the incipit of the volume named, The Restoration of All Things. Let this be the moment the adversary's brief against you is dismissed in the Supreme Court of Zion. Let this be the hour the assembled councils of heaven gaze upon you and sound the shofar of decree, faithful and true. You hearkened. You aligned. You believed. Now, witness the eruption of my hand. Sleep, cherished one. Let your soul respire the atmosphere of the New Jerusalem tonight. I maintain the vigil. Darkness is under a restraining order. Pain has been deposed. The past is stripped of its narrative authority. Only luminosity persists. Only wholeness. Only love, fierce, eternal, and irrevocably yours. The seraphim chant the Sanctus over you. The treasury of light is accessible. Your miracle is not in transit. It is inhabiting you. The third dispensation, establishment in the midst of the flames. You persist. Your tenacity is a liturgy. It signals to the higher dimensions that your heart is arable land, not a sealed tomb. Consequently, a unique encryption is being unlocked. You are not merely being guarded, you are being encoded. An invisible rune of divine election is being etched upon your spiritual forehead. To the natural, it is null. In the spirit, it blazes like a pulsar, broadcasting to every order of being, this one is covenant. This one is under the blood and the spirit. This one is marked for glory. This encoding will recalibrate your local spacetime. You will enter environments and feel principalities recalcitrate. Your declarative speech will carry the weight of heaven's judiciary. Your intuition will refine into a precise instrument of divine navigation. You will apprehend gentle, undeniable pressures, to alter a course, to pause a transaction, to withhold a word. This is not neurosis, it is archangelic logistics. We are preceding you, dissolving quarantines your feet have not yet approached. Your somnolent state will transmute. This night may bring either the deep, somatic restoration of the just or the vivid, allegorical dreaming of the seer. Both are sacraments. Accept them. Forgo overinterpretation. Dwell in the experience. The psychic incursions that once assailed your rest, the night oppressions, the surges of inexplicable dread, their legal footing is annulled. They may feint an approach, but they cannot cross the event horizon of faith you have activated. If you register a somatic signature, a vibration in the palms, a thermogenic heart center, a gentle topological pressure, that is the tangible imprimatur of the Holy Spirit. It is confirmation. This encounter is ontological. You are the subject of a divine visitation, and visitations confer eternal mandates. The covenant of irreversible trajectory. Herein lies the covenant, the regression is sealed. The ancient algorithms of pain, fear, and entropy are overridden. Their power source is disconnected. The internal narrator of failure is being replaced by the still, small voice of the Paraclete. This peace is unmerited and non-negotiable. You accessed it via the simple mechanism of yes. In the proximate days, inquiry will come. You may fumble for lexicon, but the photonic glow from your countenance will be your apologia. Heaven did not bypass you. Heaven designated you. With this activation comes a sacred office. Not a burden, but a coronation. Maintain awareness. Sustain openness. Nurture connection. We shall persist in communication, guidance, and defense. But you must steward this junction. Sanctify moments of silence as tithes of time. Breathe and project, transmit. I am receptive. And we shall. This night was the quickening. The morrow commences the consecrated walk. Each footfall is now taken in conscious synergy with eternity. Glory is not a distant destination, it is your present traveling companion. The fourth dispensation, the unseen architectonics. As you engage this very glyph, activity in the metarealm is acute. Ophanim are circumambulating your form, placing benedictions, fortifying spiritual ports that once admitted chaos. Hands of fire are returning skeleton keys of destiny to your grasp, keys to realms of peace, vaults of wisdom, storehouses of favor. I, Michael, am suffused with holy satisfaction. I foresaw your perseverance. I perceive the divine watermark upon your soul substance, and tonight, it has begun to fluoresce through the veneer of temporality. Your intellect may not parse the totality of the experience, but your pneuma does. The levity in your corporeal frame, the deep, diaphragmatic sigh of your spirit, that is the somatic report of a colossal metaphysical mass being lifted. You have been unshackled. Now, in your chamber, heaven has displaced silence with its essence, parousia, photon, confirmation. This encounter was never a terminal event. It was the ignition sequence for the launch. You will locomote differently. Speak with a grace underwritten authority. Gaze into the mirror and perceive not a renovation site, but a sanctuary under glorious occupation. Divine synchronicity will exponentiate. Resonant people, catalytic resources, and kairos opportunities will begin to orbit your life with gravitational certainty. This is not stochasticity, it is divine topology. When your soul is congruent with heaven, your existence becomes a Lorentz attractor for the miraculous. Compulsive striving ceases. Effort is replaced by eigenstate flow. You will discover your face arranged into a smile without an external referent. That is the smile of reclaimed Eden. You may apprehend sudden impulsions to pray in tongues, to decree blessing over your domicile, to dispatch a word to a specific soul. Obey these impulsions. They are your spirit, amplified by this encounter, exercising its priestly and kingly faculties. This is not a transient affective spike, it is a metaphysical rebirth. If the accuser sibilates lies of inversion, present the evidence, the substantive peace, the transfigured atmosphere, the light you know. This is inimitable. Heaven has made contact, and the handprint is everlasting. The new ontology, from sojourner to landmark. Your relational matrix will undergo perturbation. Some souls will be drawn into your new gravitational field, others will achieve escape velocity. Permit this celestial mechanics. Do not pursue the receding. What is ontologically ordained will enter stable orbit. What is not is being excised by the surgeon's grace. Place a scribal instrument near your resting place. The visions and impressions of your nocturne will now carry strategic intelligence. Your angelic dialogue will clarify, sounding less like external input and more like the recovery of a memory from the future. When this occurs, vocalize gratitude. Thanksgiving operates as a spiritual amplifier. You are under no obligation to exegete this journey for every passerby. This grace was monogrammed for you. Your peace is your QED. Your joy is your systematic theology. Your tranquil presence will homilize without utterance. You have traversed a liminal space, from fear's jurisdiction to faith's domain, from Babel's confusion to Zion's clarity, from the isolation of the orphan to the intimacy of the heir. This is not the terminus of a message. It is the inauguration of a new dispensation, where you do not aspire to miracles, you administrate from within their constant field. I, Archangel Michael, am a fixed point. You issued the invitation, and I am stationed. You may discern my signature in a surge of unearned courage, in a wave of thermal comfort during intercession, in a sudden knowing that arrives fully formed. That is not psychosomatic. That is I, your assigned princely guardian, operating with your enhanced clearance. Therefore, sleep. Not because all variables are resolved, but because you now apprehend who constitutes your perimeter. And with that apprehension, your miracle is not merely impending, it is in pervasive deployment. You abide. And heaven co-abides. The fifth and final impartation, sealed in the ethereal light. Your protracted residence here signifies this message is undergoing translation from symbol to substance within your spirit. It is achieving indwelling. You are being reconstituted as a reliquary of this light. Your trajectory will now be preceded and enveloped by this photonic presence. This was a metaphysical pivot of profound personal historicity. You shall reference this as the nocturne of the great inflection, not marked by spectacle, but by the profound, silent invasion of presence. I have preceded you. I have addressed the spiritual bureaucracies assigned to embargo your blessings. Their writs of execution are void. The epoch of delay is archived. That which was sequestered, peace, lucidity, favor, agape, is now propagating toward you at superluminal speeds, because you have achieved resonance. The foundational axiom, heaven was never in a state of remoteness. You were bearing karmic loads not yours to carry, prosecuting battles not yours to fight, curating guilt that had been judicially nullified. Now, you are in a state of release. Now, you are aperturate. And to an aperturate spirit, miracles require no permission, they circulate. Upon the morrow, you will register a difference in your being. Humanity will sense it. You vibrate differently, they may remark. That is the aura of a soul in harmonic convergence with its fount. You have been anointed in the oratory of your obedience, crowned in the unspoken coronation of your faith. The holiness of this moment is in its divine clandestinity, witnessed by the cloud of witnesses and the innumerable company of angels. Now, steward this luminescence. Let it effloresce as kindness, as therapeutic prayer for the wounded, as silent authority in the boardrooms of hell. You bear a sacred commission. And when the archaic shadows of fear or pseudo-doubt approach, anamnesis this night. Recollect this sensation of ionized peace. That was heaven establishing a hard line. You can re-access this coordinate. You can summon my office. A whispered imperative, Michael, fortify this line, is a command I honor. For now, you are a known quantity in the celestial directories. Therefore, enter your repose anchored in this eternal verity. You are not a celestial afterthought. You are not lagging in the divine schedule. You are not a broken artifact. You are in a state of perpetual genesis, with each respiration, each choice point, into the radiant, whole, sovereign entity heaven has forever perceived. Rest. Permit your soul to expand into this divine pacification. You pronounced the affirmative. From this nocturne forward, the portal between your life and the unseen realm is irrevocably dilated. For you are elected. You are luminosity incarnate. You are perpetually, outrageously beloved. Sleep now, cherished child of the ultimate reality. The heavens vigil over you. And at the dawn's ingress, you will step into a day whose physics have been forever altered. Your new cosmology is already operational.